simple human sense.
Another beautiful and sunny afternoon across mid-Michigan. Satellite and radar not showing much in the way of activity, just mostly sunny conditions across mid-Michigan. Temperature-wise, 51 degrees already over in Marshall. We're in the upper 40s in most other locations, including St. John's, 48 degrees over in Lansing, and 47 our current temperature in Jackson. We will stay incredibly sunny as we go throughout the rest of the day with highs in the low 60s. We get even warmer for tomorrow, but that warmer weather also comes along with the chance for a couple of strong to potentially severe storms. 6 News at noon starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at noon.
The Trump administration is talking trade today as new U.S. tariffs trigger retaliatory measures from key allies. It's our top story at noon. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Megan Vaselli. The trade talks come as the White House also takes aim at a series of environmental regulations. Natalie Brand is here for you with the latest from Washington.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Canada facing G7 partners amid an escalating trade war among allies.
Mr. Secretary, what's your message to Canada?
Writing on Truth Social Thursday, President Trump slammed the EU for a 50% tariff on whiskey, saying if it's not removed, the U.S. will put a 200% tariff on all wines and other alcohols from Europe.
We want to protect the American worker, that a lot of these trade deals haven't been fair.
The Trump administration is also taking aim at environmental regulations beefed up under the Biden administration. The EPA announced plans to roll back rules on pollution, electric vehicles, and air quality, said the agency would reconsider the 2009 scientific finding that greenhouse gases are a danger to the public. The administration says the moves are aimed at cutting costs, but they're expected to face legal challenges.
They are taking us back to the 1960s, from before the times when we had regulations that actually cleaned up our water, protect people from across our country from cancer-causing agents in our air.
Today is the deadline for the EPA and other federal agencies to submit plans for mass layoffs as part of the ongoing efforts to downsize the federal government. Over on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are staring down a Friday deadline to avert a partial government shutdown.
Democrats need to decide if they're going to support funding legislation that came over from the House or if they're going to shut down the government. So far, it's looking like they plan to shut it down.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says there aren't the votes to advance the House-passed funding bill, proposing a smaller and shorter stopgap measure instead to give lawmakers more time to negotiate. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Meanwhile, a coalition of Democratic-led states, including Michigan, now challenging the Trump administration's education department layoffs. 20 states and Washington, D.C. filed the federal lawsuit today, arguing the layoffs amount to an illegal dismantling of an agency created by Congress. The lawsuit also claims these layoffs are so severe that the department can no longer function and cannot comply with its statutory requirements. An education department spokesperson didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. New at noon, former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is set to announce later today that he will not seek Michigan's open U.S. Senate seat. It's a move that leaves open the door for him to instead seek the Democratic Party's next presidential nomination. His role with the Biden administration ended in January. Since then, Buttigieg has been considering his next move, which included a serious look at the unexpectedly open U.S. Senate seat. But we're told many prominent allies he consulted with believe he can't realistically pursue that seat while keeping the door open for a 2028 presidential run. State Republicans continue their push to, quote, protect girls' sports. The House voted yesterday to strongly encourage the Michigan High School Athletic Association to comply with President Trump's executive order modifying Title IX. Rachel Ramsey is here for you now with what these lawmakers are asking for and what it means for high school sports. Rachel?
Yeah, Megan, the president's executive order is called Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports and takes away federal funding from educational programs that allow transgender girls to compete on female sports teams. At a meeting today, House Republicans shared concerns, saying when biological boys compete in girls' sports, it takes away opportunities from biological girls. The resolution that passed yesterday didn't just have Republican support. 8 Democrats voted to urge the MHSAA to comply with the executive order as well. During today's today's meeting, lawmakers were asked about how this may affect transgender youth mental health. This is what State Rep. Jamie Green had to say.
We have to be careful on how we handle children and adults that go through this as well, but we also have girls and boys who are competing as well. And so we do need to find a space for everybody that is equal, fair, and safe.
Today's meeting comes after Senate Republicans held a similar meeting last week. The MHSAA says it won't change any policies until it gets more clarification because there is a state law that conflicts with the executive order. But the Athletic Association says there are lawsuits right now that should help clarify things. Megan?
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, it's known as the largest home and garden show in mid-Michigan, and it returns in fewer than 2 hours. 6 News digital reporter Dalen Huff joins us now live in the studio with a preview of this weekend's Lansing Home and Garden Show. Dalen?
Megan, the annual Home and Garden Show kicks off at 2 this afternoon at the MSU Pavilion. It will showcase hundreds of exhibits and help inspire people with their home improvement projects this spring. I spoke with senior show manager Carolyn Alt, where she said that attendees will have the chance to check out hundreds of local businesses, attend educational seminars, and make connections for upcoming projects of all varieties.
The Lansing Home and Garden Show is a collection of over 250 local businesses that are here to help homeowners with all of their needs, whether it's inside or outside, big projects, small projects. We surround all of those businesses by beautiful gardens and 3 seminar stages that entertain, educate, and are just here to inspire homeowners to make the home of their dreams.
The Lansing Home and Garden Show continues through Sunday. Tickets are $10 for adults and $6 for kids. You can get them at the door or online. We posted a link to that on our Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Temperatures are already warming up very nicely across mid-Michigan thanks to the mostly sunny conditions that we have in place this afternoon. Current readings in the upper 40s to low 50s. We're at 48 degrees right now in Lansing, 47 the current temperature in St. John's and Jackson, 51 over in Marshall, which happens to be the warm spot across the area this afternoon. Satellite and radar shows a lot of dry weather and a lot of sunshine across the central and eastern portions of the United States. We will stay incredibly quiet and sunny as we go throughout the rest of our Thursday. However, tomorrow going to be a very different situation as we have warmer temperatures and also an increased potential for severe weather across the Midwest. The biggest threat for severe weather really going to be off to our southwest in portions of Missouri and Illinois, highlighted over in red. Here in mid-Michigan, a lesser concern of severe weather, but we could have a couple of stronger storms making their way through the region early Saturday morning. Currently, Storm Prediction Center has us in this darker green shade, which is a marginal level 1 out of 5 threat for severe storms. Again, smooth sailing as we go throughout the rest of our Thursday. Precision cast will keep us dry and mostly sunny. Going to be a very similar situation for tomorrow with partly cloudy conditions in the forecast across the area. Late Friday evening, that's when our storm system will begin to develop to our west. Showers and thunderstorms really won't be able to move into mid-Michigan until we hit right around 4 or 5 o'clock Saturday morning. These storms are very quickly going to roll through the area, but as they do so, they do have the potential for creating some small hail and maybe some isolated strong wind gusts at or above 60 miles per hour. We will slowly begin to dry things out by the time we get into our Saturday afternoon, but even as the threat for strong storms exits the region, we are still going to have some incredibly strong winds to deal with throughout our Saturday. As we go throughout the day, by then, winds will be gusting anywhere between 30, 40, possibly as high as 50 miles per hour across the area. But those stronger winds will be out of the southwest, which will help to move a warmer air mass into the area. It'll be a different situation by the time we get into Sunday. Winds calm down and they change direction. We'll go from highs in the low 70s on Saturday all the way down to a high in the low 40s on Sunday. For today, though, again, going to be a picture perfect spring-like day. Temperatures topping out in the low 60s with mostly sunny skies tonight. Going to be equally as nice. Temperatures still going to be fairly mild in the upper 30s, and we'll have those partly cloudy conditions. Perfect for anyone who wants to go outside and view the total lunar eclipse. We'll begin to see totality for right around an hour. It'll start just shortly before 2:30 Friday morning, ending right around 3:30, and that's when we're going to see that moon into that vibrant red and orange color. We do have more details on how to take pictures of the lunar eclipse on our website as well. 6-day forecast, again, going to be absolutely beautiful for tomorrow. Temperatures topping out in the low 70s. Equally as nice during the day part of the day on Saturday. However, again, we're going to start off with those morning strong to potentially severe storms. A big temperature drop by the time we get into Sunday, highs in the low 40s by then, and those temperatures will actually continue to cool throughout the day. Good news is, though, we're right back above average early next week.
All right, Kendall, it's just really a roller coaster.
With precipitation, with temperatures, everything's a roller coaster.
It is. All right, thank you so much. Coming up at noon, we'll have the latest on the effort to reach a ceasefire agreement in the war between Russia and Ukraine. So keep it right here, 6 News at noon. We'll be right back.